guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs and welcome to the Premier Division preview show. We've got 4 games to go through today because obviously Derry and Shamrock Rovers was cancelled due to internationals. We'll start off, guys, with Dundalk and Finn Harps at Oriel Park. And of course, Finn Harps are ahead of Dundalk in the league after winning their first game and Dundalk drawn. Finn Harps haven't beaten Dundalk in 10 matches now, which probably isn't a surprise, to be honest. But JP, how do you see this one going?
I think at Oriel Park, I think you have to fancy Dundalk, really. As you said, a great one, great start for Finn Harps against Bohemians. But I think it was one that was predicted on the show last week that it would happen, basically because I felt Finn Harps was at home that they were gonna get the win. But I think Dundalk, from what I saw of them, looked strong, and I think at Oriel they'll be even stronger. Maybe they were a wee bit lucky at the weekend not to lose to Sligo, but I just think over the course of the season Dundalk will be thereabouts. I see them getting their first win of the season in this game.
Do you think it'll be comfortable, or do you think they'll pinch it?
I don't know. It's early in the season, so it's hard to judge, really. I don't think it'll be entirely comfortable for them. I'm not seeing a 4-5-0 in this game, but I think they'll probably be as comfortable as that you would expect at the start of the season.
Yeah, Cian, how do you see it? Do you see anything but a Dundalk win, or is that dangerous?
Yeah, I do. No, I think look, Dundalk haven't put the performance in last week that many probably expected, and they really struggled against Sligo. They struggled to hold on. If you look at the last 10 minutes of the game, I don't know how many shots Sligo hadn't on target, or they should have scored. I know the goal, probably it wasn't offside. I was look back on it, but I'm just thinking, Finn Harps, their tails are up, and this is a huge game for Finn Harps. Not in terms like they're not expected to beat Dundalk or Rovers or Bows or any teams really in the league. So every game is nearly enough, without being disrespectful, is nearly a free hit for them. So, they've nothing to lose coming up here. Their tails are up, but it's a big benchmark for them. And it's a big game to see where they're at themselves as a club and as a team this year. I think it's, to see how close they are or how far off they are at the pace. So I think that's what we're going to see from probably every game this weekend. People are just going to be getting a gauge more than anything. But Dundalk didn't fill me with an awful lot of confidence last week, and Finn Harps surprised me, because the reason Finn Harps surprised me is because it was a 1-0 game, but they never looked like conceding. They never looked like losing that 1-0 lead. Like 1-0 games are nervous at the best of times, but this just seemed comfortable, and they love defending. I'm looking at the centre halves and I'm thinking they're probably saying, "Come on, pump it in there with header." It was that type of team, So I'm gonna go for a draw here. I fancy Finn Harps to get something because the tails are up, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I'd go for a draw as well. I think Finn Harps might pinch something here, either 1-1 or 0-0. I think Dundalk are going to find it very difficult to break them down. On to Waterford and Sligo Rovers. Now, after seeing the opening games, everything points to a Sligo win here, which probably means Waterford win. But how do you see it,
JP? Just as you say there, I think we saw both opening games. I thought Waterford surprised me a wee bit in the game against Drogheda because they were stronger than what I expected them to be honest. But just always felt as the game went on that Drogheda were going to be the team that was going to pinch it, and they did. Sligo, they finished the season strong last year. They had a good, strong start against Dundalk, despite only drawing. As Cian says, they had Dundalk penned in for about the last 10-15 minutes, and I think when you're at home, anything can happen. So Waterford, they play at the RSC, they know it. Although there's going to be no supporters there, they know the dimensions, they know how the pitch plays. So anything can happen. But if I'm going to have, I think I'm going to have to say Sligo because they look pretty strong at the season's only kicked off.
They should be winning this really keen, shouldn't they?
Yeah, these are the games that if they want to finish as high up as people are talking about them, these are the games you need to win. It's not going to be easy. I don't think any game this year is going to be easy. Like, you're going to have Longford, for example, playing Shamrock Rovers, and we could be talking about it being a tight game. Do you know, it's going to be that type of season. I'm going to go for a draw, but I'm edging closer to a Sligo win. So if it's not going to be a draw, Sligo, I can't see Waterford getting 3 points out of this.
Yeah, I think I'll go for Sligo myself. I think they should have too much firepower, to be honest with you. And Waterford, they should. Waterford are going to take a few weeks, surely, to get going, if they get going, you know yourself. Yeah. On to Bohemians and Longford at Dalymount Park. Now, this is a very interesting game, I think, because obviously Bows are going to be mad up for this after losing the first game. Longford, from their point of view, were superb against Derry City. And you'd question the Derry challenge on the day, to be honest. So, might as well start off with you, JP. How do you see Bows and Longford going? It's the red and black derby, I suppose you could call it.
If Longford play the way they did against Derry, they have a really good shot at getting something out of this game, to be honest. You can say all you like about, well, Derry didn't play well. You can say all, but at the end of the day, Longford still had to play well to beat them. And they were more hungrier on the day. They were first to everything. They squeezed the life out of Derry. Derry couldn't put 2 or 3 passes together. You could say Derry were bad, but you have to give credit to Longford. Never seen much of the Bows game, to be honest. For obvious reasons, it was on at the same time as the Derry game. But I think Bows will be up for it. More so than because of what happened last week. People were tipping them. They challenged Rovers for the title. They've had a setback against losing the Harps. A game that they were expected to win, especially if they want the challenge for the top. So they'll be really up for it. They prove a point that last week was a one-off, and they're going to be out now. They prove it. Well, they are out now. They prove that they want to be Shamrock Rovers' nearest challengers. I want to say a draw, but just someone's pushing me towards Bohemians.
Yeah, Keane, it's a big game for Bows. I know it's early in the season and all, but you feel like they kind of have to win this to kind of show a bit of, I don't know, get people back on side thinking they might be challenging for the title or whatever. Personally, I don't think they'll challenge for the title, but it's a big game for Bohemians here, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll be up there. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Whether they have enough for a title run is another story, but you know, they'll be up there, and I've no doubt they'll probably still finish 3rd or 4th. No question about it. I've no issues with it. I think, look, anyone the best of days can lose to Finn Harps. There's nothing to be ashamed of as such. It's the first day of the season as well. Look, a lot of football to be played, and I'm going to go for a Bows win here, but it's not going to be, look, I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a Bows win. They're going to, every point, you're going to have to work extremely hard for. Never mind every win. So I'm going to say a Bows win, but a tight game. And look, Longford are going to be bang at it. And I was honestly the performance of the week for Longford last week. So, you know, coming into this and just the way they played and how, like I said it, I don't know, JP, if you are listening, but I said it last week, like Derry didn't play bad. It was just Longford didn't let them get going with the tactics they played and how they set their stall up, because I was very impressed with them, man.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna say a Bows win, but I'd love to see a draw here. I'd love to see Longford coming away with something.
I'm actually going to go for a draw myself. I think the effort Longford put in was brilliant against Derry City. The midfield, like Dervin, Bulger, Zambra took it in on that. They fought like tigers. Dylan Grimes gave them a lot. Mattingly up front was a handful. Good defensively. It was a very good performance overall. And I think a lot of people did look at Derry City, and in a way rightfully so, because you're always looking at those kind of teams, aren't you, in fairness? But Longford could have beaten almost any team on that performance. I think they might nick a point here, to be honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one goes. On to Richmond Park. Yeah, Richmond Park. St. Patrick's leg take on Drogheda United. Obviously, Drogheda, a great start for them with that late goal last week. Pats, technically, look, a point away to Shamrock Rovers is a good point, but they could have had a brilliant start if they hung on for the win. But it was a good performance. A lot of people look at Pats here and say this is the type of match where Pats will go and lose. And that's no disrespect to Drogheda, but compared to drawing away to Shamrock Rovers, putting in a performance, we've seen it before. I'll start with JP here, actually. How do you see that one yourself?
I think you touched on it there. Both teams had a really good performance on the opening day. Drogheda just seemed to get stronger as the game went on against Waterford. St. Pat's played really well. The keeper had a good game as well. St. Pat's defended well, and they hit on the counter a few times and they got their rewards eventually. Albeit it was a deflection, but you have to put the ball in there and hope for the best. And they'll be disappointed at the start of the game. They would have been said, "Well, we'll get a point here. We'll be happy," but they'll be disappointed. They have come away with a point, having scored so late and not hung on. Drogheda will be going into this with their tails up. They've got an opening day one against Waterford. Many people tipped them to win that game, so that's what made it even impressive that they were able to handle being the favourites.
Yeah.
Normally when a team comes up and they're tipped, they're usually the underdogs. In the first game of the season, so they thought they handled that pressure very, very well. So I think this is going to be a draw. I think two teams played really well last week, and I think it's going to be another good game. I think there'll be goals in it as well, but I'm going to go for a draw.
Yeah, I'm just laughing there because we're sitting on the fence a lot this week. Keane, how do you see it? You're afraid after last week.
I'm not sitting on the fence of this guy, I'm telling you that.
Oh, the win.
No, look, big game for both sides again, I think, and it's that type of let's see where we're at type of game.
Yeah.
In many respects, it's bigger for Drogheda to see where they're at than it is for Pats. I think a lot of people, and I think everyone in the league knows where Pats are. This is a real statement that Drogheda can put down here with a point or even 3 points. Look, they could very well come away with 3 points if they perform the way they are and how they can play, because they're excellent to play. They're very hard to play against, attacking and defensively. I think like without having the names of the players, they have the unit. I think definitely that makes up for it. And the players they have, I was very impressed. Like I'm not going to keep praising them because I'll doubt myself. I'm down to go to Pats, and I just think Pats can hold teams in behind, like we spoke about. Coughlin, he's not going to score goals as such. Hopefully he gets a couple, but it's not his role. And his role is to feed Billy King, Matty Smith, stuff through the
midfielders in the game.
Yeah, play the midfielders in and getting them in behind, because we can hold teams and are very dangerous on the counter. I'll draw this. So it's going to be a cagey game. I can't see any team running away with it. But if I had to pick a winner right now, I'd pick Pats, just on the quality up front and the quality in the midfield. They're the only reasons. I think if it wasn't for Pats midfield, like, this could be a very even game, and this could be a 0-0 draw or even a draw to win. It could flip either way. But you're looking at Forrest, how he controlled the game against, he was the best midfielder out on the pitch, one of the best players on the pitch. Sorry, Benson, he'll run all day. He'll do the doggy walk as well. Lennon, he'll sit in front of the back four and he'll break everything up, and that's the way Drogheda play. So Lennon, I'm looking for Lennon to get on the ball now. I'm looking for him to break up play. And I'm quietly confident that Pats will win, but only going by the midfield, what I said, and that little bit of quality, because there's not much between the sides.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, because I was going to say, I think the midfield I could see Pats dominating the ball, to be honest with you. Drogheda will sit in and look to hit the counter, which is what they're good at. So that's going to be dangerous. The likes of Mark Doyle, whoever plays, possibly Roland Murray again. The interesting plays up front, actually, between Corcoran and Lions. And Lions had a good game. Missed a good chance, though, the last day. But Pats midfield, you name the players there, but it's the way they work together as a unit as well. It's a very strong midfield. Not many teams dominate the ball against Pats, and that include Rovers in that as well. I think Pats, as I said, will have a lot of the ball. I think they might pinch this one, I think 1-0. So that's not me sitting on the fence there either. Right, lads, thanks for coming on. Like the video, guys. Hit your bell notification button and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And that's it. Thanks again, lads. Thank you.
No bother.